there, beloved Ascension pioneers. Welcome back, and welcome back myself to one of my video updates. I'm actually officially still on my personal holiday. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to come back, and as you know, everything in divine timing. I'm just doing things according to my divine guidance, but I was slightly feeling the desire to record something like a short update. So yesterday I did a short writing for all of us to kind of update us on the energies that are, coming to the planet at this point, because it's looking pretty intense. I was already addressing this in my July energy update. If you remember, I shared this in my audio segment about the new stream of energy and another kind of way of how we utilize the energies in the second half of the year, which is really important. So the main thing in our lives right now, as I've shared in my last update, is the complete full surrender, which does not exclude the the desire to really be aligned with our focus, to know where our goal is, to be oriented. But as you know, it is not the same to have a soul desire and to have like a plan. So in a way, we don't have like a plan, in a way this is how it will go exactly, but we just flow with the moment, and at the same time we know what we're devoted to. This is what we're practicing. We're mastering our experience, which is all about to know that the vortex of our abundance, of everything that we come here to create, is actually an internal state. And sometimes people are transitioning in their lives and they say, well, this financial abundance will no longer be there, or this relationship will no longer be there. But the vortex of the soul essence is within us. So no matter how we actually transition with this, we actually create from within. A lot of people think their jobs are the providers, of their financial abundance, or their bosses, or their careers, but in actual fact, our own living state of abundance, that source, no matter where we are, as you know, the new is about expressing ourselves, is about this multi-dimensional expression of our uniqueness, not just 9-to-5 job that we do and then we just slip out of it, and it's nothing to do with that. It's about that expression on all levels of our being, and the more whole we are in these essences, we cannot just kind of not express a certain version of ourselves and, in order to maybe express something more. This great balance is something that is just so important in our lives, because this balance is what we actually are integrating when we are merging the human and the divine experience as one. As you know, not all paths on this planet are the same, and a lot of us, especially the volunteer souls, have been choosing this path to kind of usher in this new divine human template. And this becomes our integral beingness. This is how we live. It's not, connecting to source. It's about already being connected and then utilizing this as our unique experience. I've also forgot to share this before I left for my holiday, is that the mind and heart merge is really important here, because, just this, we cannot just release. A lot of people talk about constant release. I'm always releasing. Mostly it's about integration, because as you know, whenever we release something, we create this void, this space for the new, and then we need to fill it with these new essences, with our new desires, not in an attached, expected way, but with a beautiful neutral flow of trusting life. This is what we're doing through this surrender. We're just trusting life. For example, when I went for this holiday, I thought it was going to be more about this nature, mountains, and the weather really wasn't aligned with that. So it looks like Spirit has its own agenda with us, and we just need to trust. And what was unfolding was more like learning and integrating through relationship, through mirroring, through merging of the polarities, which was a beautiful experience. And it's just something that was very personal, but when we do this personal work, we sometimes forget that it is just as equally important that when we share it then with the world, because it's that intimate, the unique that we anchor within us that later gives us the opportunity to share globally with everybody who actually walk with us in this path of oneness. So this is the balance of feminine and masculine. We release, but then we also integrate. So a lot of us are actually on the path of conscious integration, and releasing, I've shared this a lot of times before. Releasing is something like more of the story of the old, when you believe that you're not perfect, you constantly need to release something. The state of this conscious self-integration is knowing that in each moment you are refining yourself, you are making yourself more and more, because that's just how expansion is. But you never ever in each moment perceive yourself as anything less but perfect in that moment. So what is important here is also the embodiment and the merge of the higher heart and mind, because a lot of people say the only thing that matters is living in the heart, and that is not true, because as a natural state of grace, we're love, wisdom, and power. So I wrote this down, that It's not really enough to just live in the heart like many people say, because without wisdom and power, it just is not a complete Holy Trinity. And it is all about the Holy Trinity of all these together, and the heart is the soul, the feeling that anchors this inner knowing. The mind, the spirit, the divine light, the awareness, the illumination is, and embodying this and walking this is this in the self-empowerment. This is the other pole. So it's this awareness that brings us direction then, how to live this heart knowingness, how to live this heart fulfillment, this feeling that we have, the desire. So we cannot do anything without discernment, without awareness. A lot of times people become too much naive, or they just block a certain part of their Holy Trinity. But the essences of our soul, they flow through our threefolded flame: love, wisdom, power, as one grace of the divine. So the soul, the heart, will anchor the feeling, the sensing, and the divine mind, the spirit, will bring clarity and awareness for what we need in each moment. This is the guidance, the insights, the discernment. And so through that we gain wisdom, and it all leads to divine intelligence. So this is how we are always refining ourselves. And a lot of times we will find ourselves in these situations that we might see, well, this is not exactly how I expected. This is what we're learning this. We're learning this total trust. There are no mistakes. Maybe something will be not as you planned, but your planning stage is what it opened the energy for that in the first place. If you didn't, maybe that wouldn't happen at all, which is now happening in your life. So sometimes maybe something is just needed as a seed, but the unfolding will be different. That's what we need to embrace, the energy as it is anchored in our reality in each moment. So now I want to further talk about in this update about the solar gateway, which is now happening, because during the past few days there was this huge influx of the Leo energy. As you know, the Jupiter, the planet of expansion, this constant spiritual desire to be in the truth, the one truth, the expanded truth of our soul truth, integrity, the discernment, has been moving and changing into this fire energy, moving from the waters of energy, moving from the energy of the waters, the Cancer, and into the realms of fire. This fire element, also the sun now went into fire energy of Leo, which is all about this illumination, this masculine drive energy, which makes us want to do something more. And this entire year will bring a lot of that Sagittarius energy, that not just the Leo, but also the Sagittarius energy, which is this, because the fire energy is kind of, the Jupiter is ruled with the Sagittarius, or vice versa. They're connected. And this will bring us a lot of that, what we really, really wish to bring forward in a tangible way. So yesterday, because I felt so much of this fire energy, for me, when I receive these downloads, it all begins with my head area. It gets really hot. It's like steaming hot, which sometimes creates a lot of discomfort. And at that time, my body needs to rest, just do some of the breathing work or crystals or anything like that. And when you shift, it's like, again, another hyper wave, and it's just how it goes. So sometimes at these times, we'll feel, wow, is it the solar flares? You'll be guided maybe to check the internet for the flares or anything like that. But it's not always just the global process, because when you're a master of yourself, remember, you are receiving not just as the collective is receiving, but you're receiving for yourself. You're receiving as much as your soul knows that you at this time can handle. You will never receive more than you can handle. You will always receive just as much as you need. So when you feel those transitions in the body, just flow with them. Allow yourself this time, and allow yourself to be, because probably Spirit guided me to have this time off, because I in advance kind of felt that there will be a lot of this strong intensity coming. Prepare me for the next step. Okay, so now I want to read you this writing that I did yesterday, the automatic writing about the solar gateway. That is just how it came through, because the solar energy is very enhanced. Also August is always considered this month of when the sun is at its highest. We want to be out, we want to share. This Leo energy is all about being, moving from within our personal family spaces where we learn through mirroring, through relationships, and then we move that out, further out, we expand. So this is why it's called that way. So for the few days I was receiving messages about the gateway. I wanted to know more about what it is, and this is what it came forth. With all the Leo energy infusion, the planet Earth is moving into the divine masculine phase, a shower of golden orange, also known as the Metatronic light. Up until this point, much was being released, and the waters of life and feeling were bringing a lot up to the surface. Now, at this second half of the year, we are moving into the fire energy, which will bring the culmination of the previously gathered experiences and soul desires. The fire energy is that male energy in action, which is also what the symbol of the lion represents. The waters of the feminine are merging with the fire of the masculine, the yin and the yang in perfect balance. It shall take a while for this complete merge and balance to be embodied in a physical reality, but it all begins as a seed of new life from deep within, where the eternal ways of spirit reside. It first begins as this new life energy, the desire of creativity flames that wish to spark up the flames of passion. They cannot be captive on the inside, for they long to be set free to become the dancing life in motion. And so at first this might begin as a sense of slight agitation, feeling irritated with the desire to move out of the waters of stagnation and enter a new wave, a new chapter of illumination. There is energy available now that can penetrate through anything that is still dull and lacking proper color and vision and bring a sense of pleasure into our lives. So, this is the kind of energy, just before you want to make a move forward, you will begin to feel this sense of, I don't feel comfortable anymore in this state. I feel to expand. I wish to run. I wish to just do something. This is that energy. This is what the fire brings. The energy available to us at this point will begin a new action cycle and bring passionate new venues and adventures. And it can therefore feel a bit too rough at the edges or a bit aggressive due to this energy adjustment, at the beginning. Therefore, we need to be very focused and still in order to birth new life through devotion and awareness. When it begins to feel as if something wants to push through, like I said, like this, you just want to shake it out of you. When this is felt so strongly, we are to breathe, take a moment, and ponder on all that is taking place. When the energy is this strong, there can be so many new insights and ideas that we might become even a bit overwhelmed by them at the beginning. At those times, it is truly important to center ourselves into the present moment and feel the vast and infinite potential as it is now, with the proper choices and alignments in this now moment. If there is much pouring through, we can just stay present with it for a while and then feel into where the energy currents of that choice are leading us. So, for example, you have many ideas, but none of them is like 100% yet. So what you can do is you imagine yourself where the energy of that choice is pulling you towards, and then do that with another choice. Or sometimes we might have fears and say, okay, which choice leaves me most passionate? Which choice leaves me to feel maybe regret for the past, but at the same time there's a lot of new, so play with that. This is how we're mastering becoming the co-creators of our reality. This is how we are mastering the present moment and being the active, conscious co-creators of our own ascending reality. So about this energy gateway, I want to share some more, although I will also do, as always, the August energy update via toning. It will be the strongest and therefore at its peak during the time of the Syrian gateway. As you know, this is called the Lion Gateway, from around the August 8th through 15th, which is also, as you know, Mary's Ascension Day. So during that time, many new insights might come, and we need to embrace them always in the now without any further projections, hopes, or expectations, only awareness of the soul. Also, the fire energy is very strong for the physical body, so during this time it is so very important to have a proper rest, nourishment, and nurture. The energy that is being integrated makes the body sometimes makes it feel like slightly tired, or just a bit fatigued, and it's just normal, So the body, when this is so, we have to provide it the proper nourishment so that it can shift as naturally and easily as it can, so that we are actually the conscious caretakers of our physical vehicles that are walking through these changes. And so it is, and so be it. May it be creative and blissful on all levels. So it is important to know that the choices of the new, not every choice will feel like the exact proper alignment in the now. And what is really, really soul guided will feel right. When it feels right, it just feels right. So when we're in that void, maybe we feel like 80% of it, and for some people 80% alignment is enough. If you walk in full devotion to your ascension journey, making things always align through your soul, you will never be fully satisfied with that. Whether it's relationships or things or projects you wish to bring through, they always need that refinement. They need the integrity of your spirit. So just wait for a bit, take a while to meditate, to ponder, be in the now without the pressure of the outside world. Like for me at this time, and then during this holiday, before I even went, I felt Spirit showed me that Spirit alignment, what is needed for me at this time, that July will be a month just for me. And not in a selfish kind of way, but this will actually prepare me for the new stages. Because sometimes there are greater shifts happening that will just require a bit of more time and space. So I hope you're enjoying this time. It's very intense, but at the same time it's very beautiful. Enjoy the new moon we're having also in Leo. There's going to be a lot of beautiful things coming through, I guess. And as I feel August will bring some of the more subtle changes we need to make. And choices are just that. They're choices. They make us stronger. It might feel challenging, but remember, they're just opportunities. And they're going to push us forward. And I hope to see you in that shared sacred space. As always, I'll be guided to do as much as I can. I'll see how much I can do in writing. And that's it for now. As always, so much love, wisdom, and power, and take care. Bye-bye.